Have you ever been lost in Minecraft? I mean, you have the coordinates up and you're trying to venture through the wilderness and you have absolutely no idea how long it's gonna take. I've always wondered, like, how long would that take if it was done in real life? How far would you have to travel? In fact, how far would you have to travel to spawn into the game and go all the way to the end to defeat the Ender Dragon? I found a mod that is going to keep track of the distance traveled in Minecraft, and then we can match that distance traveled in real life. So we can finally answer the question, how long do you have to travel in real life to beat Minecraft?
I better not die in this world, man. I don't want to do all this again.
3 rules before we start. No stacking runs. I want every run and every play session to, like, mean something. I really want to make sure that it feels like I'm in-game traveling. 2, the game's going to be done in hardcore. So if I die in Minecraft, I die in real life. No, that's kidding. If I die in Minecraft, then I have to do this entire run all over again from scratch. And 3, in Minecraft, I must travel by foot. So no horses, no minecarts, no boats, no swimming. It's strictly by foot. Okay, let's get started. I loaded to the world in a nice little plains biome, with the goal of setting up camp and getting a feel for what the challenge was going to turn into. I started this recording with 2 kilometers under my belt, so I was just curious of how far that would actually get me. Really just a test run. A test run? Really just a...
All right, it has been a while. I'm about to go on my first run. A new world begins? Is that how this works? Only 2 kilometers. See how far that gets me. And here we go. Here goes nothing. I'm doing the first run at night. It's probably not best for recording, but you know, I was kind of itching to play some Minecraft, so here we go. 2 kilometers. I'm 300 feet in. Is that enough? All right, I'm a lot slower than I remember, but I'm sure it'll come back. I'm sure it'll come back. It's gotta come back, right?
Now, one thing to note, I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm not a fast runner in real life, but I'm also not a speed runner in game. I enjoy Minecraft for the stakes of hardcore, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to casually progress through the game while keeping track of how many kilometers I've traveled. After loading in, collecting some wool for a bed, chopping down some trees, and making some tools, it blew my mind how much distance I had already traveled. That was already half of my allotted distance, and I hadn't even put a bed down yet. The second half of the day was literally just me taking 1 block at a time, so I didn't waste a single meter. It was time to make a house. I went with a circle design, and it might possibly be the most beautiful house ever made in the history of Minecraft.
Well, here it is. I built a house. Wow. This is gonna take forever.
All right, let's ramp up the running. I don't think 2 kilometers is going to cut it. I barely got anything done. So today I tried to knock out a 5K, but I think I ended up only doing 4.
Day 2, wow, I am sore, but that 2 kilometers got me nowhere yesterday. So I'm gonna try to knock out 5 today. We'll see if I can do it. And then hopefully that'll give me some damn iron. Here we go.
I was running to try and get iron. That was the first goal. My go-to timeline for hardcore worlds is bed, shield, armor, and then we go from there. I did have to venture down into the cave for some resources though, and immediately got into a sketchy situation with a skeleton.
Where are you going? Where are you go? He's dead.
Okay, that's enough caving for now. I had an idea when starting this challenge that I thought would be a little bit of a cheat code. How was I going to get enough resources to progress without wasting any kilometers that I had earned from each run? The answer: fishing. Fishing was my solution for food, levels, and other special resources without ever having to move an inch. I started waiting for the nighttime, allowing mobs to spawn, sleeping, and then hunting for spiders. Eventually, I had enough string for a rod, so I decided to put it to a test. But who am I to fish on the side of a bank like some pathetic fisherman? Like, I needed my own shack. I needed a shack that I could go to in order to fish, fully equipped with storage and workstations, and most importantly, safety. So in order to match my house, I set out to make the most beautiful fishing shack the world had ever seen. Now, is there anything more relaxing in the world than fishing in Minecraft? Well, I guess probably fishing in real life. That's maybe a different video, but fishing in Minecraft is very relaxing. I had one fishing rod and decided to use the entire thing for that first fish. I caught a ton of fish for food, listened to the soundtrack and the rain in game, and also randomly caught an enchanted book with mending on it. It's like a less than a 1% chance. I continued to fish until the rod broke, tidied up my fishing hut a bit, and then found a vein of iron in the tiny cave behind my house. By the time I had cooked that up and made a shield, I had reached 6 kilometers. Not a bad day too, though. The next day was really chill. I was kind of sore from running 2 days straight for the first time in 6 months. It was great. My fiance and I took a walk. We saw some cool trees, saw some wildlife, and then we saw some turtles doing the Crank That Soldier Boy. But over in Block Game, it was time to get some resources. I kind of learned from yesterday that 4 kilometers is just enough distance to really get some ground covered in game. I had been fishing and building and crafting, so now it was time to mine. I saw a cave across the river that I thought would be a good place to start. I made a little bridge across. Remember, no swimming. None of the caves really led anywhere, so I decided to make my own. Strip mining is another strategy I use because it really doesn't take many steps at all. It's technically 1 meter per stair and then 1 meter per each strip mine. It took a lot less distance than running around a cave, and it was a lot safer too. It was during this time of the recording that I realized how much fun I was having. This stupid little idea made me really appreciate every single resource that I had. And the closeness of all my little structures really made my area feel like home. After mining, I had an abundance of iron. Enough to make armor, tools, a bucket, and some flint and steel. I was getting closer and closer to 10 kilometers as I was headed back home. So I killed a spider for some more string, made a fishing rod, and got to my shack with 0.1 kilometers left. And then I decided to fish for a while before calling it a night. It was a pretty good day. Technically, I think it's time to start thinking about the Nether. We gotta get there eventually.
What do you guys think of my glasses? Pretty sick glasses. It's honestly been a few days. I had to go to a baby shower. And so I didn't, it's not that I couldn't run at the baby shower. I just couldn't play Minecraft. 10 kilometers deep in the challenge so far, so we're trying to get full. So here's the...
As I was fishing to end the night in the previous recording, I caught 2 enchanted fishing rods. One with lure and the other one with luck of the sea. So now I can combine those 2 for a super awesome rod that can really help me speed things up. But we can save that for later. I was trying to get my hands on some diamonds. I head over to the custom mine and keep digging further down. You've really got to go deep if you want to find diamonds nowadays. I run into an abandoned mine shaft, which is always way too enticing to pass up. So I hesitantly explored for a little bit. I found some gold, some iron, and chopped down a ton of cobwebs for string. Unlimited string, unlimited rods, unlimited food. That's where my head was at. This is also where we find our first diamonds of the world. The abandoned mineshafts are so sketchy and hardcore though. The amount of sounds I could hear through the walls are just haunting. I could already feel myself tying up my running shoes to start this all over again. And also, it doesn't help when people are sneaking up on you in real life when you're already scared.
Ow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
After finishing up exploring the mineshaft, I continued digging down to -57 to find some more diamonds. I set up a small camp down there and was way more successful than I thought I would be in the diamond haul. I found a ton of diamonds and also a little lava pool, so I went ahead and decided to collect some obsidians for our adventures to hell later on. I was creeping up on 13 kilometers of playtime, so I finished up the mining session. I made my way back to the house and said hi to some friends along the way. I get home, made myself some full diamond armor, and with half a kilometer extra I had, I decided to go ahead and set up a nether portal behind my house for when the time was right. It was really all starting to come together. I mean, I have a fishing shack, I have a house, and I have a nether portal, a nether entrance. I mean, I'm in good shape. It's really time at this point to just sprint to the finish. Yeah, you saw that right. That's a 5K, baby. No more lollygagging. We're really starting to run now, and I wasn't even breaking a sweat. I mean, it was easy to run 5K.
You guys like my glasses? Do you guys like my glasses? It's 95 degrees in Arizona. I'm in Arizona now, so still gonna try a 5K. It's hot. It's so hot. 3.2 kilometers. So I'm walking, but we're going back. Don't you worry. We're back at it. We're going back. Oh.
Now you're probably wondering, it's Nether time, right? I actually won't be going through those obsidian gates for like another 30 kilometers, so buckle in. I loaded up Minecraft today and find my first tall and slender friend. I had to go with him and got myself my first ender pearl. I wanted to get a few more resources, so it may be a little boring, but I went back to the caves. I got a few more diamonds and a decent amount of gold to trade those greedy little pigs. I have been fishing a decent amount, so at this point I've got a crazy amount of bows and rods. I was able to make an anvil with all my excess iron and combine different enchantments to come out with the best possible fishing rod and bow that money could buy. Or I guess string could fish. Also, at this point, I have no idea what is actually around my house. I've been surviving off of fish, haven't seen any real wildlife, and have no clue what is over the hill by my mineshaft. So let's use the 5K that I've earned to do a little bit of exploring. It turns out on the other side of that hill, I have some neighbors. So I went over to say hi and rob them like any good neighbor would.
This village got a dumbass.
To be honest, they didn't really have much, but now I know these guys are here in case I ever want to do some bartering in the future. As I head back home, I put down the sugarcane and called it a night. And also put the mending book that we caught 20 kilometers ago.
Can I help you?
Oh yeah, we were just recording like a little running video.
What?
For YouTube. It's like for a YouTube channel. It's just like a goofy video, like goofy videos.
No man, we can't do it.
Okay. Alrighty, yeah, we'll pack it up.
Alright.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Sorry about that.
How we doing?
It's almost that time. It might seem like I'm nervous to go to the Nether, but I promise you that is not the case. I promise you. It's just there's a lot to do around the house. I don't know what I'm saying in the voiceover right now, but in reality, I am just nervous to go to the Nether. That's all it is. All right, time to run.
Hey guys, this one's really hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm 2.3 in. I can't I can't go like half a kilometer without walking. It's because I ran yesterday, combined with it being 90 degrees. That's all good. It ain't about the time. It's about the distance. We keep it going. No. Oh, God.
I loaded up the world with some plans in mind, but as it started raining, I had to take advantage of the fishing rates. I ended up fishing out an Unbreaking 3 rod, so I combined that rod with my favorite rod, and also put the mending book that we caught 20 kilometers ago on that rod. So now I have an everlasting super rod, which is funny because that's what they used to call me I used to be called that. It was my nickname. As the rain subsides, it was time to start the enchantment table journey. I expanded the crops and the sugarcane and also built an animal pen right outside of my house. I was thinking cows for leather because we were going to need some books, but after building the pen, I realized that I had some eggs in my inventory, so I decided to get rid of those. Anyways, now I have 2 animal pens. Now for the cows. I explored over by my neighboring village and did happen to find 1 cow by some trees. I trapped him in a hole and then looked everywhere for another one. I was seriously burning through my kilometers looking for this thing. I traveled way too long, but eventually I found one. So grabbed him, brought him over to the cow that I trapped in a hole, and then we continued our journey home. It had already been 23 kilometers, but they loved the journey home, especially my incredible bridge. After arriving home and feeding my new cows and chickens, I had hit 24 kilometers and had to call it a day. Today is just a grind. I'm talking fish, farm, and feed, grinding around my area, around my little spawn buildings.
It's time to fish. It's time to farm. It's time to... What else am I doing? Oh, it's time to kill cows. It's a cow farm. Time to kill some cows.
And to get prepared for that, Alexis and I walked 5 kilometers to see some actual cows in real life. I deadass did not leave my house area this entire time. I squeezed every bit of juice out of that 5K that I possibly could. It was so boring that I actually streamed this, but I didn't want to mess up the continuity of the video with a webcam, but I also didn't want the stream to be dull, so for some reason, this was the solution that I came up with. Why are there spiders? What? To put it into perspective, each play session up to this point have been 45 minutes to an hour of recording. I can't move much and I have to call it when I hit my distance traveled, so I don't have much time to work with. This stream though, it ended up being 3 hours long. That's how little I moved, but I still got a lot done. The go-to plan was get some wheat and seeds from the farms, replant the seeds, feed the cows and the chickens, harvest the sugarcane, and then fish until it was time to do it all again. I needed an army of cows, and I needed paper, and this was the best way that I knew how. I also spent this time getting the enchanting table set up. Of course, it needed to look great. I can't be enchanting my armor all willy-nilly, so I had to build the best enchantment setup that Minecraft had ever seen. So yeah, it was a relatively uneventful stream, but it was fun. It's the chill moments of Minecraft that are the backbone of the game. That's why people keep coming back, so I enjoyed it. Also, the cows on the real life farm were awesome too. All around a great day. Good news, I'm getting better at running.
Is my hat bright enough? Can you, if I was running down the highway, do you think you guys would see my hat first? Time for a 5K.
Not much better, but at least I was getting faster. Bad news, I forgot the obsidian that I needed for the enchantment table, so back to the mines we go. I got the obsidian I needed, built the enchantment table back in my base, continued the farm and feed grind, got all the leather and paper that I needed for the books in the bookshelves, and finally, I had a full enchantment setup. and luckily the chicken supplied some much needed XP. I had grinded myself up to a pretty solid armor set. Let's do a little update. What does a full marathon get you in Minecraft? Well, in my case, it gets you a beautiful house, an effective fishing dock, an elaborate mine system, an eerie hell gateway, and a mysterious library. But most importantly, it provides you with a ticket to hell. Talk about the Nether, because the Nether looks a lot like hell. Okay, so in Minecraft, I have had many hour-long journeys looking for the fortress. It is sometimes very difficult. Ever since that Nether update, which is 5 years old, by the way, at this point, so I don't know if you feel old yet, but you should. It's just sometimes so hard to find the damn fortress. This time it called for a much farther run because I was gonna have to explore really far for the first time in this challenge.
Okay, it's finally Nether time. But I can't, a 5K is just not enough. Like, I'm hitting 5 kilometers just walking around my base, so time to do a 10K. I have a banana. I'm actually pretty nervous. I haven't done more than 5 miles in a long time, like a year and a half. I must run through hell. I must go through hell to run through hell. Yeah. I fear I am running way too fast, and I'm going to give out very soon. Holy shit, I'm ugly. All right, that's one 5K down, one more to go. I ran that one. I'm probably gonna jog or walk this one. 10K is a long way, man. When you're 28 like me, 7.5 in. My nipple piercings are kind of hurting. Long story, I lost a bet. We're fine, 2.5 more, that's it. I gotta survive hell now, so I can survive hell later. Ready, break. I better not die in this world now. I don't want to do all this again.
I had 3 goals for the Nether trip.
We need, obviously, blaze rods. That's the whole reason we're going. But while we're here, we might as well get ender pearls. We might as well get pearls. Warts. We need nether wart and sand. Don't die. Okay. It's funny because I'm not nervous about dying in Minecraft. Not even hardcore. I don't want to run again, man.
Honestly, not a bad spawn. Little nether waste action with some piglins right next to the portal, and they were happy to see me. I got super lucky with the trades. I got almost all of the pearls I needed in the first few trades. They didn't drop any fire resistance potions though, so I went around quietly mining gold nuggets because I was not about to try to get to the fortress without those potions. I ended up trading with a single piglin for a bit, which was good because I didn't waste any more steps than I needed to, and he finally handed over that fire res that I was looking for. And by that time I had already gotten up to 13 ender pearls. One objective down, now just for the rods and the warts. Ugh, that did not sound great. How I've learned to look for the fortress is just to pick one direction and beeline it that way. It's the best way to cover consistent ground without getting lost. So I picked north and started digging. I mean, that's gotta be a record. I'm telling you guys should try this strategy. I'm pretty sure I came up with it. I'm pretty sure I invented this strategy. The hit strat, which is pick a direction and go that way. At this point, I'm thinking, wow, am I really starting to get in the end game? I built up to the fortress, right into the blaze spawner, popped the fire resistance, and trapped those fire-breathing french fries inside of a box, and get to shooting. Within no time, I'm up to 21 rods, which is more than I'll ever need, so I break the spawner and head out to grab the nether wart before heading back home. And I'm looking, and I don't see warts anywhere, and I'm really starting to get concerned. which cannot be a sentence that's said often. I explored everywhere, and there wasn't even a single staircase that usually has the wards at the bottom. I can't go to the end without them, so with 5 kilometers left in my session, I just continued north. Everything had been so perfect up to this point, man. Like, the pearls were done, the rods were done. I hadn't died, I had been running pretty well. I had just gotten unlucky with the hell plants. To my amazement, there was a fortress immediately next to this one. I bridged over a lava ocean, and on the other side of the following Soul Sand Valley, there was my shot at redemption. The run is saved. We are in the end game now. Well, at least I thought. There's no way I find 2 fortresses in under 10 kilometers, and neither one of them have a Nether Wart garden. Right? Like, there's no way that happens.
Just mind blown. 2 fortresses. No Nether Wart. I gotta run another 10K, man. I gotta run another one. Oh no. I think I'm gonna do it now. I think I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm so mad. I got another banana. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. 2 fortresses. 2 of them. 10 kilometers. 2 Nether fortresses. Not 1 piece of Nether Wart. Not 1. What? Not even a chest in either. What kind of seed? I got so many cool things. Except the one thing. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I gotta say, I thought the anger would push me through the following 10K, but it was pure pain. But to give myself credit, I had been knocking out distances that I hadn't in years. Okay, so north isn't working. We went 0 for 2 going north. So let's try south. I dig and bridge and find yet another fortress pretty quickly. This seed is actually crazy with how many close fortresses there are to spawn. After exploring this one, finally, I was a hell gardener. I immediately left the Nether. Some would say I ran out of there. I ran out of there. I realized that when I got back home, I still had 9 kilometers to play with. So is it really time? Am I really actually in the end game now? I get home, plant the Nether Wart, make a brewing stand, get jump scared by a few creepers. Fished nightly until phantoms spawned, made some strength potions, killed the phantoms for their membrane, made potions of slow falling, and turned the ender pearls into eyes of ender. It was time. All of the running and mining and crafting had led to this final journey. I threw the first eye and set out, praying that it wasn't going to go over the entire ocean, because that would have been a very, very long bridge. The journey was eventful. I found a dog on the way and gave him a bone so that he really liked me and started to follow me. I found a pink sheep, which is incredibly rare. I dug into the wrong part of the ground and got pretty damn lost at one point and had to save myself and my new puppy many different times. Eventually, I did finally find those elusive stone bricks, but I had run out of kilometers. 54 kilometers later from that first step into the world, and I was standing in the Stronghold. So, only one more thing to do.
Well, here it is. A couple of weeks of work, 54 kilometers run, the last run.
Okay, I'm in this. Okay, good.
We've done a lot together, man. We switched from freedom units to kilometers. We went to the Nether twice. We ran 5Ks. We ran 10Ks back to back. We fed cows. We were fishing. Oh man. I really hope I don't die. Like in game. Come on. Come on.
So yeah, maybe this challenge was an excuse to get out and exercise, but it was also an excuse to play the greatest game ever made. So just in case you're wondering how far you have to travel in real life to beat Minecraft, it's around 37 miles, if you're playing how I did. Also, I'm trying to pass one of my best friends and YouTube subscribers, trying to be a good friend and all, so please hit that subscribe button. I jumped into the portal, visited home, made a brand new purple collar for my pup, and fished one last time. I gotta say, this was so much fun, so thank you for watching.